They were both Welsh, both born in Wales. My father was a civil engineer, and he worked in the colliery. Well, he had to go to the colliery occasionally. And my mother was what they call a squatter's daughter. They had land and country, and a few cows for their own use, and just like they are here when they start. And gradually they met and got married. And my father was a man that liked to advance, like. So anyway, his parents died and left him some money, and he bought a hotel in Wales called the Welsh Oak. Welsh Oak, that's it. And did I say they were married? Of course I said that, didn't I? They got married, did I? I'm all mixed up. Yes. They were married, I said that, didn't I? And anyway, my mother didn't like being at a hotel because she's used to the country. So he sold out and went back to his job, civil engineer. And then we lived in a little village on top of a hill. It was only about a mile across and down each way. It was very nice. And it's called Pen Tuing Mawr. That's a Welsh name. This little village was. When we lived there for many years, and then when it came to time to schooling, I had 5 sisters and 1 brother. We all had to go to school, of course, but we had to walk a mile to a place called Pont Ffraith. That's Welsh. That's where our school was. And there's no cars and no other convenience. And later on in life, my father wanted this business again. He wanted to be a businessman again. So he bought into a temperance motel. And because we lived there. No, we didn't live there. My mother wouldn't go and live there. She still wanted to live in the country. So my father put a housekeeper, a manager on, a lady manager. And she was there for years. So we still lived in the country. My father went back to the country and put a manageress on at the hotel to look after it. Anyway, the war came, and after a while, she got married and went. So labour was hard to get. You had to get anybody to work for you because the war was on. So my eldest sister and I went to look after the motel for my father because my mother wouldn't go there. And anyway, during when I was there, one day there was 6 Australians came and they wanted a room. So I said to the chambermaid, that's the one that did upstairs, do you think you could find a room for these 6 soldiers? So she said, yes, I'll try. So she went, she came back, she said, yes, I got 6 rooms. So there was one standing on the corner looking at me all the time. And he's looking at me that much that I got looking at him. And I couldn't take my eyes off him either. And anyway, then they were walking about up in the coffee rooms. There was a 2-floor place. And one of them came and asked me would I go to the pictures. And I said, that's not the one. I thought to myself, that's not the one I was looking at. So I said, I'll tell you later. So later on the other one was looking at me. That was my husband. He asked me would I go. And I said, well, another soldier asked me. And he said, well, it was my brother, my twin brother. So I said, oh, well, I must make the decision. And he said, yes. So I went to the pictures with him. And then we went for a walk the next day to Bellevue Park, which is a very pretty park. And I wanted him to see it. So, but I'm wrong. Before that, one of the other soldiers in the coffee room said, wait till the other girl hears about this. And so anyway, when we were walking down from the park, I said, what did that girl say about the other soldier? Oh, he said, I have a girl in Australia. So I ran down the hill, ran away from it. So at the coffee room that night. He asked me would I be his pal. He said Australians are lonely in England. And I said, yes, I would be a pal. So then they only had a week's leave, so they went. And I wrote to him, and he wrote to me. The first letter came from him was with love. So I said to the girls, all my girls, I said, how dare him write to me like that when he's got another girl? How dare he put love? So anyway, I didn't put love when I wrote back, but we wrote to each other for 3 years. And then the war is coming to the end. So he came on leave. It wasn't at the end just yet. And he had to go to London to a military school to learn to be an officer. So he came there to the hotel, came back. And but I didn't know I'd gone. I was going home. So to see my mother. It's 12 miles away where she lived. And so anyway, I missed the train. So I went back to the hotel then, and I thought I'd wait for the next. So then I went to catch the next train. I got my ticket, and I'm on the platform with my port. And one of my sisters came running up, and she said, oh, there's a soldier there come to see you. And I said, I can't be bothered. So she said, oh, he looked very sad and disappointed. And she picked my port up and went. So I had to go then, so I went back, and here he was. So we had to talk, and that night he told me that it was all off with this girl in Australia. She'd met someone else. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. He said, no, you don't need to be sorry. That's the best thing that could have happened. So then, so anyway, we became more friendly, and we became engaged. And he only had a week's leave, so then they were coming back to Australia. So he went for a walk with another soldier, and he said to this other soldier, we've only got a few days in England now. And this other soldier said, not for me. So Ted said, why? But he said, if you get married, you get 7 months leave. So Ted thought, oh, well, if he could do that, I could do it. So he wrote and asked me, could I get ready in a week, and we'd get married, and he could bring me back with him. So I had a busy week, and in that time, there was 2 other soldiers came up to tell my mother I didn't know what I was doing, but they'd met me and they were friendly with me. And my mother said, I think she knows what Jenny's doing. And anyway, my father came home and he'd seen us too. He said, that girl is going to get in trouble, all those blokes running after her. So anyway, we had the leave. He had a week to get married. Excuse me. And we got married in the week. And then my husband had seven months leave. And then we sailed in January. And we sailed on the Megantic. The Italian ship, isn't it? Italian ship. And we had a very good voyage. And then we landed in Australia in the 4th of March, I think it was. And because we had friends meeting us there and one thing and another. And then we had to leave to go home, and there's no car. So there was one man in the Chinchilla. He had a car. He was a state agency. And so he lent us his car and took us out. And when I got there, they were all there waiting to see me. And his brother said, why didn't you knock him on the head over there? So anyway, that was that. And then they seen the old house, but they had 2 houses. So I said, is this a house? Where's the house? So they said, oh, that one over there. So we went into the house, and we were there together, very happy. He was a good husband, and we were very happy. For 8 years, we lived there, and 4 of my children were born there.